as Eghosa, Emose, and her guards darted through the narrow brown alleys. The thundering footsteps of the Ogiso soldiers echoed behind them. The hot breaths of their relentless pursuers crept closer, igniting a primal fear that made their hearts thump in their chests. In the midst of the swirling chaos and impending danger, 5 of Emose's loyal bodyguards formed a human shield to fend off the relentless assault of the Ogiso soldiers, leaving only one guard standing guard with Emosa and Eghosa. As the clashes of weapons filled the air, the deafening beat of battle drums reverberated, while the agonizing cries of the valiant bodyguards could be heard, succumbing to the overwhelming might of the royal army. In the final act of unwavering courage, the lone guard stepped forward. "Go! I'll hold them off," he said. Emose and Eghosa heeded his words, sprinting away from the scene, leaving the guard to confront the relentless onslaught of the royal army. With sheer exhaustion weighing them down, the 2 companions successfully reached the city walls. They scrambled up a makeshift ladder and swiftly descended to the other side. However, there was no time for respite, as the presence of Ogiso Eware's deadliest assassins loomed close behind. Driven by desperation, they stumbled upon a humble abode nestled at the edge of the city. It was there, at the threshold, that an elderly figure swung open the door, extending an inviting gesture to welcome them within. "Who are you?" Eghosa inquired. "I am Igodo, your ancestral guide," the ancient man replied in a time-worn tone. "I have heard the heartfelt pleas of my descendants resounding in the depths of my being. Fear not, for I am here to lend my aid in the rightful reclamation of your destiny, Eghosa." At the mere mention of Igodo's name, Eghosa and Emose swiftly prostrated themselves on the floor. As the revered founder of Igodomigodo and the first sky god, Igodo embodied unparalleled power and wisdom. "Now rise," he instructed firmly. "There is much that awaits us." In the sanctuary of the deity's home, they heard the faint footsteps of one of Ogiso's assassins growing closer. "Fear not," he said. With eyes closed, the lips of the celestial god murmured an incantation that triggered a surge of mystical lightning, obliterating the approaching assassin and reducing him to nothing more than a pile of ashes. Then Igodo turned to address Eghosa and Emose. "You have displayed great courage. I am prepared to aid you in your quest to defeat the usurper. But there are essential tools you must acquire. You must embark on a perilous and treacherous journey to retrieve them." Excitement mingled with trepidation as Eghosa and Emose absorbed Igodo's words. They were well aware that the forthcoming task would not be easy. Igodo entrusted them with their inaugural challenge: to secure a rare flower nestled within the river top of Dahomey Mountain. It was reputedly protected by Ikaki, the guardian spirit of the mountain peaks. Eghosa and Emose embarked on their quests. After many days had passed, they reached the Dahomey mountain. As they made their ascent up the mountain, an oppressive weight began to settle on their chests, and insidious doubts began to seep into their minds. It was Ikaki, the bewitching siren. She was using her powers to possess them, flooding their beings with paralyzing fear and overwhelming uncertainty. But Eghosa and Emose refused to succumb to Ikaki's influence. Amidst the mounting heaviness in their chests, they inhaled deeply, fortifying their resolve and fixing their gaze on the task at hand. They propelled themselves forward, surging past the encroaching negativity that threatened to consume them. At long last, they reached the summit of the mountain, where Ikaki awaited their arrival. Her dark eyes gleamed with malicious intent, casting an eerie aura upon the surroundings. The overwhelming power emanating from the mountain spirits sent shivers coursing down the spines of Eghosa and Emose. With steely determination, they stood firm against her influence, brandishing their weapons in readiness to confront this formidable adversary. Ikaki began to speak. Its voice reverberated with an unearthly power, causing Eghosa and Emose to shiver. But they steeled themselves against its influence and drew their weapons. They charged at Ikaki with all their might, determined to defeat it. It unleashed more power, attempting to sow discord and turn Eghosa and Emose against each other. But their spirit refused to succumb to the spirit's manipulations. The clash of weapons echoed fiercely across the mountain peaks. Eghosa and Emose engaged in a relentless battle, their strikes on Ikaki landing with precision. They fought as if possessed by a battle-hardened spirit. They fought as one, their skills melding into a savage dance of unrelenting valor and strategic mastery. Ikaki intensified its assault, and at one point it seemed the mountain demon had the upper hand. But within Eghosa's spirit, a spark of inspiration ignited. He unleashed his voice, singing a traditional Ishan song that resonated with his very being. Emose recognized the familiar melody and added her voice. The power of their song pierced through Ikaki's defenses. It let out a final scream and vanished into thin air. Defeated by the strength of Eghosa and Emose's bond, the two companions stood on top of the mountain. Exhausted but victorious, they plucked the rare flower and proceeded down the mountain.